place, wrong time, just a lot. You know what you did, so get fucked. How many could because of you? So you cover up with a bruise. Ruin the life like you did it for fun. And then get shit done. I said get fucked. It's like acid occurs. You all make it the hurting worse. Your biggest regret since the birth. Now she isn't on the earth. I squeeze and got on my knees. I wish I was the one to bleed. And eye for an eye. Why did she have to die? Looks like meat's back on the menu.
And what is going on, everybody out there in the beautiful world? We are back with another exciting episode. This is the Tapehead Massacre podcast. I am Caleb,
And I am Chris.
and today we are joined with us in the virtual realm of this beautiful evening. Mia, hello.
Hola.
Thanks for joining us this evening.
Of course. Anything tourist trap related, I am on board with.
Yeah, fuck yeah. So we're talking Tourist Trap, and this is going to be a fun ride. We haven't covered this one before, and we might as well bring on an enthusiast, you know what I'm saying? Don't mind me, I'm just pouring out my Faygo.
You still have that?
Oh,
Dude, I bought so many 2 liters. Listen, I stocked up. Listen, if I'm going to a place that has bullet holes in the glass and risking my life, it's going to be for Faygo, all right?
Damn.
so when Mountain Dew comes out with the Baja Blast Zero in cans, I
Okay.
stock up. I go to every Walmart and buy every single one they have. And I have one left in the fridge from last summer.
Oh,
And
no.
I'm like, oh, it's got to be soon. So I'm with you. Stock up.
You got to find the spot. Do you have a spot at least?
Yeah, the Walmart up the road, not
Oh,
our
nice.
local
Okay.
Walmart, but like the closest Walmart. Our Walmart will get some of them, but the Walmart up the road is weird because it's one of those smaller Walmarts that doesn't have everything that a normal Walmart has, but they get more Baja Blast Zero, and I'm like, why is this? But I just go and every week I just buy 7 or 8 cases. Whatever the truck brought, I buy it all.
Love it. All right, fuck yeah.
I wonder if they're gonna have the flaming hot.
I don't
Wait,
know.
what?
Dude, yeah, there's a Mountain Dew flaming hot.
I feel like I
Yeah,
heard
it's
you say
weird.
something about this, like right before we started recording, but
I did.
don't
I said, dude, there's a Mountain Dew flaming hot.
I must have been elsewhere, but that's all right. Okay, so thoughts? I mean, that sounds terrible.
I would not try it at all.
I mean, I'll probably try it.
No,
You're
I
drinking
won't try it.
Faygo. I would hope you would try it.
I mean, listen, man, you can't talk shit on Faygo, bro. All right, listen, it's cotton candy. All right, I'm trying to be at the
Listen, I've never had it.
fair. We're gonna
Oh.
change that. We're gonna change that.
Uh,
Hang out next
uh,
weekend. You'll have some.
Listen, I'm in for that. I'm even more hyped to talk about Tourist Trap because the movie's fucking rad.
It is. This is so this was like my 6th or 7th watch, something along those lines. And I actually watched it for the first time like 2 years ago because it popped up on Shudder. And my buddy Billy Bollinger is like a huge fan of this film, and he posted he posted the main cover, and I was just like, what is this, some type of Texas Chainsaw rip? And he was like, haha, quite funny, this came out before that. And I was just like, oh, okay, all right. So I had to give it a watch, and I fucking love this film. It's got this like very like satirical element to it that I don't know, that I just loved. And especially on this last watch through, like I was kind of watching it more intently, obviously, as we're talking about it on the show. So I was trying to like pick up on little nuances and things. And yeah, there's just so much like humor within the film. It made I laughed more than I was like, I don't know. I just laughed a lot. It's a good film.
It's like, I think it's half the crew of Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
The production designer did. I don't know what his name was, but the one that did all the production design on Texas Chainsaw did all the stuff for this. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, the art director.
Okay.
Yeah. If we could just kick this off though by talking about the main title credits song.
Yeah. I mean, that alone right there would give you I don't know exactly what it would give you, but I don't think you'd think you're watching a horror movie with that opening credit roll.
No, it sounds like some creepy childhood show from the 70s.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah. Which is kind of like what this movie reminds me of in a way. Like this has like weird elements of like 70s like TV.
Isn't it weird? So I heard both when I started it. So this was like my third time watching it. It was my girlfriend's first. And at first she was like, that sounds like Reanimator. And I was like, okay, kind of does sound like Reanimator. And then there's tons of stuff because this is pre-Friday 13th. There's tons of stuff that sounds exactly like what Harry Manfredini did with the Friday 13th score.
Yeah, I could see some similarities between that. That's definitely a good.
Yeah,
that's a good point. That's a good point. I didn't even like. Yeah, that's cool.
But in the credits, you hear like that weird Ziegler tool. What's that thing called?
You said it earlier, and I was just like, yeah, it's like, yeah, it's. I forget what the fuck it's called.
What is it? Oh,
there we go. It's beautiful.
Here it is on vinyl.
I love
is that Waxwork Records?
I would like. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Who else would do it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Right.
Oh wow, look at that. That's sick.
And
dude, have you ever picked up any Waxwork Records?
I have Basket Case and House 1 and 2.
Nice.
It's like a front and back. It's pretty cool. Oh shit. That's super cool.
This is the only Waxworks records I have, but I did get a Lost Boys record from the Salvation Army like 2 years ago for 99 cents, but it's like an old one that came out back then. But this is the only one.
That's cool.
Oh.
Ooh.
Damn.
It's pretty.
That's very pretty.
They do such a good job with packaging. It's insane.
Oh yeah. My House 1 and 2 vinyl is beautiful. They do a killer job. One's like translucent, and then the other one is this like smoky gray. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I missed out on the Reanimator trilogy that they released, and they released 1, 2, and 3 separate, and then they actually released a case for all 3 to go into.
Oh and shit, that's cool.
I missed all of it. I was like, how the hell did I do that?
I'm happy that I got out of the vinyl train because it's too expensive.
It is so expensive. It's ridiculous. I follow somebody on Instagram. I don't know who they are, so sorry, whoever I'm talking about. But they have all the record shelves up, and they have a ton of Waxwork Records vinyls, like as art up, and it's so cool to look at because they're all very cohesive when you look at all of them together. They're all different movies, of course, but the artwork is very cohesive, and it's just a cool way to decorate. Another backdrop idea.
Very true.
Get on it, Caleb.
Yeah,
get on it. Oh well, actually, I should get on it. I got this white wall behind me.
We have the perfect setup when we do in person, but we haven't been able to a couple times. Like I literally, where I live, my entire living room is set up with like a studio, so we have like a full like umbrella set up and everything. I mean, it's very pretty out there. I just don't want to sit out there by myself, so I sit in my bedroom. So
yeah, I don't blame you.
It's weird.
So. Yeah, another thing I want to touch on, just we're going to cover Tourist Trap, is how much I love. So just a heads up, Mia, I'm a photographer, so I'm a huge visual guy. So I watch I watch everything the camera's doing. That's the biggest thing I'm paying attention to. And the biggest thing is right at the beginning, right after. I'm terrible with names too. The first character with the tire.
Oh,
I forget his
Jerry
name.
or Woody.
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 Yeah, because he's got the
Yeah, I
headlight
was gonna say
on.
Willie.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was
like,
gonna say
it's
Willie.
close. Huh?
But right after Woody dies, just the camera, all the music stops, and the camera just slowly pans around the room. And then you see the weird pre-Puppet Master mold that they used that came out of the closet. And that's like why I love this movie so much, because that camera just hovers and it's used so well. And that opening scene, when I first watched this on Shudder, that opening scene, I was like, man, this is fucking creepy. Said that out loud by myself.
That was a 90-degree room. They had the cabinet on the ceiling and the door was on the floor.
Oh shit.
If you look at the pipe, when it's showing the camera's looking under and you see the pipe, you can actually see a little wire attached to it, keeping it in place
Nice.
as it moves. Yeah, and then you can see it detach when it goes. Boop. And then I can't talk about this without saying the genius of hearing the blood tapping before you can even see that it's in him, and then you hear the blood flow, and the camera just
Yeah,
pans down.
yeah, that's clever.
And then
Very
it's like
clever.
coming out the pipe. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was a clever kill.
Yeah.
The other thing is the thing that Erica asked when they're driving, when everybody gets together and they're going to go look for him, they just don't. Nobody mentions looking for him until they just show up at the Oasis.
Yeah,
It
for
seems
real.
like- she's like, did they fucking leave him behind?
She's like, when she's sitting there, she's like, next time we go out, I'm gonna be with you guys in the Jeep. She's like
Yeah.
over it. Island's over it from the get go. She's like, I don't even care anymore.
So if you guys came across this Oasis, would you go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would go to the waterfall, but probably not the true crime person in me would be like, creepy wax museum in the middle of nowhere? Nah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I get it. I get at the time, and like it was, the deep south. But the guy walking around with a gun, and like it's like 3 women like out there. I just probably would have been like a little sketched out by that dude, especially because he was like giving off real creeper vibes right out the gate. Like
Right, they're all skinny dipping, and he's just like,
he's like, hey, I'm gonna
like,
pop a squat
smiling.
right here. Check you out. What's
Yeah.
your name?
He's like,
Like-
you
You
guys
enjoying
having
yourself?
fun?
Yeah, like what a
Good
fucking
old Chuck Connors.
yeah, what a fucking guy.
Solid. What a guy.
Yeah, so that's probably what I would have just dipped out of there right away. No, we're good. We don't need to. And then like he's got such a thick accent, and I probably should have or could have looked this up more. I have IMDb up here, so let me just pop that on open. But it's
Good old
is
Chuck
it Molly?
Connors?
No, Molly. Is it Molly? Molly.
It's
Yeah, that's what I
Molly.
thought. Yeah, because his
he
accent's so
takes a
thick.
liking to her.
He does
Yeah.
instantly, and for
Yeah.
some reason she's instantly like, I feel safe with him. I'm gonna follow him wherever he goes. And meanwhile, everyone else has like the right idea. They're like kind of like, I don't know about this guy, and she's like, nah, he's trustworthy. He's a nice soul.
What do
But
you
she
think she
has
just
that
did?
like little girl instinct in her, and it's funny because later on he's calling her little girl.
Yeah.
But they do have that like kind of like almost daughter father type of relationship instantly. Like you saying she feels safe. Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny because this is like before the established character like nod. So she was like the virgin of the group, and that's before Friday 13th established
Yep.
the roles.
right.
So it's interesting because everybody talks
Yeah.
about. I said this to Erica. I was like, everybody talks about how Friday 13th was the first slasher, and I'm like, okay, first of all, what?
Even
What?
Halloween was before that.
Well, they think so. They say that Friday 13th established the formula.
Oh, I don't know. I guess like I feel like if anything established anything, it was probably Black Christmas.
100%.
Good. Yeah. Good call there.
I
Because
think
that
Black. Yeah.
Before anything, before
Black Christmas
Halloween.
is the first slasher.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
So anyway, Caleb, you roll up to the Oasis, right?
Yeah.
Your Jeep breaks down out of nowhere, and somehow your headlight explodes. What do you do?
I mean, I'm probably gonna try and fix the car. I mean, like that's gonna be my go-to. I'm probably not gonna like suggest that we split up instantly. Like, car doesn't work. Let's just instantly split up. However, this is how movies go and plots thicken. But I would say his light bulb exploding should not lead to further issues with the vehicle, because it seems like now it won't start. But what are you gonna do? And then old Chuck here offers a solution, but it's back at his house where his tools are. I could give you guys a ride up there. Instead, he could have just realistically went back, got his tools, and came back. Nobody had to go with him, but Molly instantly was like, "We gotta fucking go with this guy. He can help. I'm ready. I'm the first one. I'm gonna run right into his car. All right.
This is my dad now.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh no, Daddy. Oh no.
Yeah, I've always got daddy issues hard, and that's why it all ended up the way it did. And he knew it. He was like, "She's gonna be my final girl."
So
Yeah.
major House of Wax vibes here, even down
Big
to the
time.
brother plot.
It's a House of Wax ripoff, in my opinion, but it was really intended to be a House of Wax ripoff because the telekinetic part of it wasn't in the original screenplay. So they really ripped it off from the get-go. And then the guy that produced the movie was like, "We got to add this in." I don't know. It was probably because I'm giving you the money, so we're going to do this. But they originally wanted John Carpenter to direct it.
Interesting. That'd have been
That
wild.
would
Somebody
be-
wasn't happy with the money situation, so that didn't happen. But one of the guys that wrote the original screenplay ended up directing it.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was part of a writer's room. He went to there was this weird writer's room, and that's where the screenplay came from. And he was offered to direct it. I think it was like his third or fourth film at the time, his first horror film. Yeah, and John Carpenter. Can you imagine this with John Carpenter?
Yeah, that'd have been wild. It'd probably been
So anyway,
a lot gorier.
Yeah, so you get up to Slausson's. Slausson's?
Mhm.
Slauson?
Yeah, Slausson's. Yeah, Slausson's.
You get up to
Mr.
Slausson's.
Yeah.
First of all, I would be remorse if I did not talk about the Dr. Pepper fridge.
Oh,
Yes!
that fridge is super cool,
So good.
and it's
I
loaded
love
with
it.
beer. He's got
Yeah.
hella beer in that fridge. Unfortunately, not Dr. Pepper or Faygo.
Oh, how do you know? You didn't
Well,
see the inside of the
I
goddamn
mean,
fridge.
you're right. You're absolutely right.
So somebody comes to you, all right, Mia, since you're our special guest, somebody comes to you, right? Your friend's Jeep breaks down, headlight explodes, Daddy comes around, brings you up to his house of wax, and then says, "Don't go outside. Serious, stay here while we go fix a Jeep." You go outside?
1979 Mia doesn't go outside, and 2022 Mia also doesn't go outside because he says, "We've got coyotes," and I grew up in the mountains, and we got coyotes. So I'm like, yeah, I am not going to do that. I'm not the person to go out and explore anyway. If I'm in a sketchy situation, like if I were in a situation where there was to be like a killer bust in, I'm gonna freeze because I've had spooky situations happen and I've just froze. So I know I'm gonna be the person that I'm gonna die because I cannot react.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll stay inside for sure.
Well, you
Fuck.
just missed on me and Caleb's end the massive thunder and lightning that just went down outside. You heard
Well,
that? Is that why you looked at your window?
It stormed here earlier.
Yeah, so apparently that's what's going on right now. I literally saw in my reflection my window flash. So
It flashed on my face, and then I looked out, and then I saw you turn and look, and I was like,
Yeah,
"Oh,
it's
they're
fucking
happening
freaky,
right
man.
there."
What's going on here?
So, Caleb, you and I have a history of going places we're not supposed to be.
Yeah.
At times, we're not supposed to be there, so we would probably explore. Now, we are young, attractive women. There's probably a phone over there. We got to go explore because he's hiding something. Mr. Slauson is hiding something. We go explore.
In a sensible realm, you would think that the house would have a phone. Now, the wax museum doesn't have a phone or a working phone. So then you're like, okay, well, the guy... See, it all depends on how much you really buy this guy. Because the guy right off the gate says, I don't have a phone, don't have anybody to call. So you're like, am I going to walk all the way to that house over there and hope that that phone is on there? So, yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'm going outside. I really don't. I don't think I'm going to go outside. I think that I'm going to just kind of wait for him to come back. Plus, like, I also don't want to get, like, I don't want to get fucking caught, like, snooping around and then have this, like, weird guy that has a gun and he's carrying it around, get pissed off at me. So
He already showed up right away with the gun, so
right,
automatically I'm like, this guy's creepy, and he's just like wielding a
he's
shotgun
just
right
walking.
away. Yeah,
Exactly.
if
Yeah.
anything, if the coyotes don't get me, this motherfucker will. So
100%. 100%. Yeah, and
Yeah.
he definitely has like a bad aura about him to begin with. I don't know what it is at first, because obviously before the twist happens, you're like, he means well. He lost his wife, and you kind of feel bad for him, but you're like, his demeanor is off somewhere, like along the way, and he's hiding something for sure. Even the girls pointed out, he's hiding something. Like, don't you want to go check it out? And it's kind of like, I don't know if I do. So, but yeah, I don't
He
think I'm going
spills a
outside.
lot.
He
He
does.
spills a lot very
He does,
quickly.
and I think that's the split personality disorder that this man clearly suffers from. Is that he doesn't have anybody to talk to. There's no visitors, so he's as Mr. Salson, not fuck the brother's name,
Davey.
Davey, yeah, as not Davey. He he's got this like very like sad puppy vibe, and that's like his one side. So he's got to like spill the beans and like tell you all the business, and then the other side is obviously Crazy Davey. So
It's funny you say that. The entire time, every single time you saw Davey and something would happen, my girlfriend would go, "Poor Stavi," from The Ringer.
oh
I
my god,
don't.
what a fucking comparison! Holy shit, my god, I haven't
did
seen
you guys
that.
notice? Oh, sorry, I
No, you're
totally
good.
interrupted you.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Did you notice in the beginning when they first go, she asks who lives over there, and he goes Davy, and she's like,
Mhm.
who? And he says Davy Crockett, and
Oh
like plays it
yeah.
off. I had to split him and George Custer up. I didn't like until I watched it like 3 or 4 times. I was like, oh, that's totally a hint to
Mhm.
everything. That's a red herring, but you don't always notice it because he plays
This
it
is
off really well.
this exactly, and it's played off as like the dumb haha, gotcha, knock knock kind of joke. But yeah,
Right.
it's played off well.
So how does he get changed? Okay, so let's break this down. I know this is a 80s slasher movie, but we're going to break this down here. So he leaves the wax museum with the guy, and then knows she's going to go to the house. Very quickly gets changed.
What's that
Puts
dude's?
the other guy in the basement.
Yeah, what's that? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he takes the guy instantly to the basement and ties
Very.
him up. Yeah.
Yeah. So Eileen goes over there, and she's like, "I'm going to snoop around," and he's in there waiting with his fucked up whisper.
Yeah.
By the way, I must say, scary as shit. So he's over there waiting. Why does he kill her, but not anybody else?
Because prime opportunity and prime time in the movie.
Yeah,
He
good
has to
call.
kill somebody though, because there's really not that many deaths in this movie when you think
No.
about it.
Right. However, the
Yeah,
fucking
not at
face
all.
mold scene that's pretty brutal. That's a
Yeah,
brutal. That's a
especially
brutal
when
scene.
he's like, "You'll die of fright first," and it's
Yeah.
like, "Ooh, I don't like that."
Yeah, no, it's like you're gonna have a heart attack before you stop breathing. It's like fuck.
And he's putting shaving cream on her face.
Burning now.
He's like, "I'll cover your mouth, but you'll still be able to breathe. And now I'm going to cover your nostrils, but you won't die from suffocation. Your heart will stop, and you'll die of fright."
Yeah, it's dark. It's dark.
Man, so yeah, House of Wax comparisons. We got split personalities. You're right. There's not a lot of death in this movie at all.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
what?
definitely not. And let me also backtrace my steps here, because I want to preface this as I'm thinking about the words that I said already. I did not say that this came before Texas Chainsaw. My friend Billy did, and this was his ploy to get me to watch this film. So I just need to preface that, because obviously everyone that listens to the show knows that Chainsaw is my baby. So, but anyway, moving on. Sorry,
I think that. Yeah, did you catch that? Because I caught it, and I looked at you.
Yeah.
I caught it, but I wasn't gonna be that asshole that gets on here and be like, "Well, actually, it was released March 14th of 1979." Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Damn, we missed the anniversary.
I'm that
Fuck,
asshole.
we're a month too late. Or fuck, almost 2 months now.
All right, so here's what I want to ask, though. So I have, okay, first of all, I want to dive in. Before we finish talking about the rest of this movie, you have like 9 copies of Tourist Trap sitting next to you right now. 4 copies of Tourist Trap. I threw out my theatrical cut of Tourist Trap by Full Moon to buy the uncut cut of Tourist Trap, which is like 5 seconds longer. What do you have? I saw you had the VHS big box release with the Mr. Salson doll.
Yeah. Okay. So since we'll start there, this is the opened version. I was panicking when this came out. I was like, "Oh my god!" Well, I read the article before it even came out, so I had pre-ordered it, and then people were starting to receive their copies, and I was like, "I pre-ordered this and I didn't receive my copy, so I must not have got it." So then I ordered another one, so I ended up getting 2.
Oh fuck! Nice.
I was so worried. So I kept one sealed, and then I opened the other one, which is good because I think I would have rather done that anyway. But yeah, this has this Lawson doll. Do you want to see it?
Hell yeah, pop it up.
Okay. I'll probably rip the box.
Don't do that.
He's like, I'm gonna open my sealed copy.
Yeah.
That's
hell yeah.
filed away somewhere.
Dude, that is so cool.
Yeah,
there
that's
he
rad.
is with his shotgun and all.
Yeah, see, just looking very menacing.
Yeah.
Dude,
And
Full Moon did that, I think, for Puppet Master too. One of the Puppet Master movies. Yeah,
nice.
that's my copy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, did you
there's
buy
not
it?
much. Huh?
Nah, I'm gonna. I would like to have an original tape of it and then a blue as well. Do we know what version is on Shudder, the uncut or the theatrical?
Not sure because I've actually never watched the extra
uncut?
5-minute Blu-ray.
Okay.
Believe it or not.
Is it 5 minutes? Is that what it is?
It says 5 minutes online. But I don't know.
There's no way. I didn't see a single difference between the theatrical and the
It's
uncut.
probably like dumb filler scenes, just like 2 or 3 extra lines and like a dumb
Actually,
scene somewhere.
you know what? There was a couple scenes where you could see the remaster change, where it went back into like the original negative. It was a couple like little pickup shots. That must have been what it was. I know it was. It cuts back to Molly at the house, and I was like, "Ooh, the transfer just got weird," and then it quickly went back, and I was like, "Huh." Now that I'm thinking about it, those must have been uncut. You know, the scenes of her walking back and forth.
Yeah.
Noticeable, but not as noticeable as the deaths in My Bloody Valentine. Have you ever watched that? The extra deaths, they're like clearly not part of the original.
Really?
Like it's green and filmy. It's very
shit.
obvious that it's
nice.
You know.
Dude, there's no reason to ever sit down and watch a theatrical cut of My Bloody Valentine. Ever. Especially not with the unrated cut that's finally out. There's no reason to watch the theatrical cut butchered that movie.
Yeah, it did.
Hate that.
Big time.
I hate when that happens.
Yeah, the movie's brutal as shit.
And then this is the copy that David had when I met him. Just
is that the CNC?
This is the 20th anniversary, so this is Cult Video Full Moon.
Okay.
What's the runtime on that? Maybe like 90 minutes.
Wow, I don't know. It'll tell. Look, it lists all the chapters, but I can't find the runtime.
Remember the books, the DVDs that came with the books?
The little book. Yeah.
And the
it doesn't have the runtime on the back.
Damn. Okay.
Believe it or not.
I'm curious. It was bothering me.
And then I have. This is the second media release.
That's what.
Ooh.
David got me this for my birthday 2 years ago. Almost 3. This year it'll be 3 years, but I guess 2
Dude,
and a half.
that's like a perfect. You know how MVD is doing the modern day re-releases?
Yeah.
Like they did House on Sorority Row, Mausoleum. That looks like.
Yeah, it does.
If MVD ever picked this up, that is the cover in the style.
100%. And I love those like blue on white label media releases. I only have like
Me
a few of those. Yeah, they're. I mean, I'm a slut for media in general, so like anytime I see something out, even if it's a terrible flick, I'll be like, oh, I could add it to the media collection. But like those like white label media releases, oh man, always so good, always.
It's raining
And then
my window.
This is my baby.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yep, that's the original.
And go ahead.
You guys are more VHS people than I am. What is like how many were they just different covers? basically?
So this is the first media release, and I'm on the hunt. I really should have bought it on eBay when it was up. There before there was media, there was actually meta, and
Yeah.
so there's a tourist trap meta that was up,
Oh.
and it
I didn't
only
know
went
that
for
existed.
$300. Listen,
Oh,
it only
Damn.
went for $300, but
Wow.
I should have went after it, and I didn't. But it could have. I could have spent. Who knows? Just because it went for 300 doesn't mean the guy that won it, his top bid wasn't like 600 or something like that.
Fair.
But that's, I currently want that, and I do want the other, like the later release that's the most common version of it. It has like all the people and stuff on the front. It's not a media, but I don't have either of those. So eventually, one day.
Love that. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
You guys have like 20 more copies than I do. It is strange that this isn't something that I own, which is as much as I enjoyed this film, I haven't picked up a copy. But I think a lot of the reason is because because of you, Chris, I'm like just really diving headfirst into the Blu-ray now. Whereas like before, I was like kind of like dipping my toes, and like I was just all about the tape world, which I still am. But yeah, I probably should have just bought shit sooner because the prices are only going up for things. I mean, a dude was selling like a shitty copy of the Prowler, like OG release, for like $80, and I was just like, yeah, I should probably buy that because it's either gonna sell quick or it's gonna just fucking people are gonna start bidding on it. So, but yeah.
See, it's all about like me. Do you guys collect Blu-rays as well?
Yes, we do.
Okay, all
Fuck
right.
yeah.
I'm a little stunned.
Yes.
He was too stunned to speak. Yeah. You have to catch the thing is to catch a sale. So I got this copy for $8 during a full moon sale. I think it was either like a halfway to Black Friday sale or something. And I've been back and forth about picking up the Puppet Master box set, the chest. I just don't know. I've never seen Puppet Master.
See, with me and David, we are very much. He pretty much, when it comes to tapes, he has pretty much everything he wants. I don't, because I'm new to tape collecting. I'm only like 2 years into tape collecting, so I still need stuff. And when it comes to Blu-rays and DVDs, unless it's a movie we absolutely love, we won't probably buy a steelbook. We won't buy the limited edition, whatever. Just because if we already own it on DVD or Blu-ray, there's no point in, like, for us anyway, just buying another version or buying something for the cover art unless we absolutely love that movie. Like, we bought the 4K of Halloween and the Halloween 2018 when they came out with like the cover arts and stuff because we love that movie. But for the most part, it's like, do we already have that? Yeah, okay, we won't buy it.
Hot take: Halloween Kills. Love or hate it?
Love it, but I hate Evil Dies Tonight. Like, you can't tell me somebody sat there and watched that and goes, "Yep, that's great. Put it in theaters."
Wrap it. Yeah.
Like,
Really?
I'll say that 150 times.
Yeah, but I'm very easygoing with horror movies. Like, love Scream 5, love the new Texas Chainsaw, because I just am happy that they're making more movies.
Yeah, we've had the discussion before on the show about like new stuff coming out, and I think that's at the end of the day, that's the best way to look at it. Is that like they're still pumping out the oldies and in general still coming out with new movies. Like, for instance, new movies that and on that topic of things, fuck, I just fucking watched it last night, and no, I can't think about the fucking name of it. Night something. God damn it, it's really good. Thank you so much. There you go, bingo. Yeah, I watched that last night. It was fucking awesome. So I highly recommend that one. The Night House or Night House, one of the two.
Oh, is that the one with what's her name? Rebecca?
Yes.
Something?
Yes.
That one?
Yep. It's on
yeah.
Shudder.
The owner of the antique store, I work at an antique store, and the owner is super cool. And she texted me last night, and she's like, "What was that movie you told me to watch?" And we said Incident in a Ghostland, because we just watched that last night, and we were like, holy shit, that was fucking awesome. So then today, she posted The Night House and Incident in a Ghostland. She was like, watch both of these. And I can't sleep now. So I saw The Night House on her feed earlier today, and I was like, I'm gonna have to watch that now.
Yeah,
It's funny you
really
said
good.
that. So my girlfriend the other night recommended There's Someone Inside Your House, which is on Netflix. So I
I
watched
will watch
that.
that one too.
And she recommended Incident. Is it in or at Ghostland? In
Incident in a Ghostland.
In a
Okay.
Ghostland. So she shows me the trailer, and Caleb, I don't know if you've ever seen the trailer. There's a scene where the big ass killer in this movie runs at full speed and trucks a little lady in the back and just sends her flying into a wall. And I was like, yeah, I gotta watch this.
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, I'm down. What's it called again? Run it back me.
Incident in a Ghostland.
All right,
The
cool.
title is kind of dumb compared to how like good the movie is, but
Okay.
it's good.
Yeah, I'll have to
All
fucking
right.
throw that on tonight.
So, second half of Tourist Trap, man, this shit gets real fucking weird.
Yeah, yes, it does. We start getting very, very involved with the mannequins, the dolls, and the masks and faces. And David.
How do you think? All right, so let's jump all the way to the end. When what's his name comes into the room to save her? What is his name again? Who's the guy that comes in with the axe?
You're talking
Jerry?
about
The
Jerry.
owner of the Jeep.
Yeah,
Oh, Jerry?
yeah, Jerry.
Jerry. Okay.
Yeah,
Told you I'm really bad with names.
it's okay.
Me too.
All right. When he comes back and you find out that he's actually a mannequin, top 10 twist of the 1980s for me. Okay, when he pulls his arms off,
Yeah.
he's like, and then he just twists his head off and throws it to the side. At that point, man, I'm like, I don't even know where I am right now.
If we go back to how we said there was like not that many deaths in this movie, when you think about how many mannequins there are that he's made, that kind of makes up for the fact. I didn't really think about it till right now, and I'm like, that kind of makes up for the lack of death because you're just surrounded by it at that point.
Yeah, because he said that this is like, a big tourist attraction. All these people used to come here before and swim and charge 75 cents a day and whatever. And like, then you see this house and it's just fucking filled to the brim full of mannequins. And you're just like, oh yeah, all these fucking people are just dead. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah,
I
it
challenge
kind of. Go ahead.
I challenge Dead Meat Heavy to what do you call it? This movie. You guys follow that Dead Meat?
Dead Meat, yeah.
They do the body count.
Yeah.
I want to see them do this movie.
Just to see, because it's technically all off-screen kills.
But it makes it does the Hitchcock thing where it makes your brain think about that stuff.
It does, right? Exactly.
Not until after you've watched the movie 1,000 times like me, but it's happened now.
Yeah, there we go. See, freshen something up there. That's good.
Yeah.
So why this movie? Like of all, so I've never met another person who even knows what Tourist Trap is. What was it in this movie that made it a favorite of yours?
Okay. So I guess it's probably a mix of 2 or maybe 3 things. Mannequins are one of the things that creep me out in movies. Not a lot creeps me out because I was the kid I went up to my mom when I was a kid with the Blair Witch Project and on VHS to my mom before I was too young to be able to put a VHS into a VCR. But I went up and I was like, put this in for me. And she put it in for me for whatever reason. And I was obsessed with it when I was a kid. I even went to kindergarten at a Christian school and they did a little About You. And the Blair Witch Project was my favorite movie. And they had to have a meeting called for my mom. And yeah. So not a lot really scares me because I was very used to watching horror growing up. But mannequins really get me. So anything that deals with that, I guess it like draws my attention. But when I was in beauty school and living in my first apartment in Monroeville, I was 17. I was probably 18 whenever I watched this. A boyfriend at the time gave me like an illegal login to a streaming account or whatever, and I was just looking up like obscure horror movies, and this one came up, and I streamed it, and I was like, what is this? This is so cool. So I kind of just remember watching it on my laptop back whenever I was in beauty school, and when I got with David, of course, he's obsessed with horror, and I was this little 20-something-year-old girl that was like, oh yeah, I really like horror. I like Tourist Trap, like thinking I was something cool. And then he's like, yeah, did you ever hear Tales from the Quad Dead Zone? And I'm like, no, I don't know what you're talking about.
This
So
tape is rarer
I
than
thought
life
it was
itself.
cool. Yeah, I thought it was cool, like talking about Tourist Trap, and he was just like, yeah, bro, I gotta show you like Bloody Harvest and Plasterhead. So I guess that kind of formed my love because it was, the one that I tried to show off to my boyfriend with, and now it's just become my favorite because it's part of me at this point.
Love that. That's awesome. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Damn,
what was your initial like introduction into horror? Was it the Blair
Me?
Witch? Yeah, yeah.
I guess it was the Blair Witch. I would go to my grandma's house too. I remember my mom would go to my grandma's house and they would just sit and chain smoke and talk in her kitchen in this trailer. And they would I just remember them blah 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 like and Charlie Brown, and I would go up to my grandma's VCR and she had all the old Dark Shadows, the TV show on
Oh yeah.
VHS. And I would be like, put this in for me, and I'd just sit there and I'd watch Dark Shadows and I was obsessed with it. So I don't know. My mom always said, she said, you loved blood and guts from the time you were little. She said, the more blood and gore on the TV, the more you loved it. She said, I was afraid you would be warped. But she said, when I turned off the TV, you would just start to scream and cry. So I just let you watch it. So I don't even remember that stuff. That's just what my mom says about me. But yeah, I don't know. I guess I've just always liked it.
Nice. All right, that's
So
cool. Hell yeah.
literally before I could remember.
I'm glad somebody else's relatives thought they were going to grow up to be a serial killer because of horror movies. Because my grandma told my mom 100 times I was going to be a serial killer if I keep watching that stuff. I went to her house with the DVD release of Texas Chainsaw 2003 and watched it on her TV. And in that DVD release, there was actually a set of photos that they released as evidence that was part of the DVD set, just staring at them. And my grandma looking at my mom being like, this kid's going to be a serial killer. And I did grow up to be one, so, fitting.
And here we are.
Streaming from prison.
Yeah.
I get out soon.
Live from cell 9. It's amazing.
It's funny how many parents were so worried about video games and horror movies, but when you reflect back, especially for me, there was probably equally the same amount that were like, it's fine, like no worries.
Yeah, no, I'm with you there. I mean, I definitely think that like I remember watching Texas Chainsaw with my dad when I was like 8 or 9, and like my dad like told me, he was like, this, because I've talked about this on the show before, but my dad, like back in the 70s, there was no internet, there was no fact checking. Like if the fucking, a movie told you that this was based on a true story, then like automatically like you were just like, oh yeah, this fucking happened. So like my dad, like for years, and even when I was young, I had to be the one to tell him like Leatherface isn't real. But like that was the thing. Like he told me when I was a little kid, he was just like, "Yeah, this is really what happened. There was a family in Texas and all this kind of thing." And later in life, of course, like telling him it's a compilation of stories, but still, like just crazy that like that young watching something that fucking crazy. Which like part 1 is definitely like the more visceral out of the series franchise rather, but yeah, it's like it's crazy. Like you think about like all the fucked up shit that could warp you as like when you're younger, but I don't know. I feel like it's like the real world that'll do that shit to you. Not to get all fucking socio-political, but yeah.
No, it's true though. Like if your parents are cool enough to sit you down and be like, it's just fake, this is just a movie, they're preparing you without even realizing they're preparing you.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, yes. My mom always said, she'd be like, this is just makeup, right? And I guess I'd just be like, yeah. I don't know. Like I said, I was just like probably 3 because I don't even remember, but yeah.
Like I almost miss the days where like movies scared me, and I remember like I have a very vivid memory of, I don't know what year it came out, but whenever the fuck Signs came out, I remember we rented it from Blockbuster and brought it home, and the scene at the Spanish party, where like the birthday party and the fucking alien comes out from behind the bushes and walks across for like a half second, That fucked me. Yeah, it fucked me up so bad. And I just remember like screaming so loud, and like my dad was just like fucking laughing his ass off. And then like that wasn't even the worst. Like the reflection in the TV like screen, like that was fucked up. But yeah, I don't know. I just like I kind of like I'm almost envious that like somebody could sit down with a movie and like be genuinely scared like about like certain things now, because I'm like, God damn it, I'm so desensitized. Especially like I was actually having this conversation with who the fuck was I talking to? I was talking to one of my roommates, and I was like, yo, with like Reddit and like all these terrible fucked up sites that you could just go and watch real stuff. We were talking about this in the last episode.
Yeah, we were talking about it last time.
On the last episode, yeah. It's just like there's so many terrible things out there that are easily accessible at your fingertips, where it's just like no matter what movie I watched, like I think like the last movie I watched that was like truly unsettling was like Random Acts of Violence, and I was just like, something about this like is very not right. But other than that, like I don't know, I've seen too much fucked up shit on Reddit, and like you just keep scrolling. There's just something in your brain that's like you just got to keep scrolling. So you get down to the Reddit wormhole.
I find it so funny that your dad was laughing at you for being scared of signs. Yeah, he's sitting there going, man, crazy, this shit actually happened.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. Because I'm just like, yeah, well, you know, in the movie they never found him. So like Leatherface in my dad's mind was just fucking Roman fucking Texas. So,
yeah,
God damn it.
For me, it was The Ring. It was The Ring, man. But I used to hide when we would put on The Ring.
I remember when I was a kid, my dad, he was married to his second wife when we went up to Erie, Pennsylvania, where her family lived, and I was probably 6 or 7, and I remember her sister being like, we went and saw The Ring, and it was the scariest movie we've ever seen. And I just remember these adults, like they were 20, 30 some year old people, were terrified from seeing this movie, and I was like, what is this movie? Unfortunately, I didn't see it till I was much older, and I was like, this is the movie that I was so... This is it?
No, I feel that.
But I'm sure at that time, it was crazy. So Signs was it for you. That was the movie that
like, it got me. Well, I would say that was definitely like a movie that like, it didn't create any phobias or fears, but like arachnophobia, guaranteed 100% the reason that I'm terrified of spiders to this day. If there is a baby if there's a little teensy weensy fucking spider in the corner, I will go and ask my roommates to come and kill it. I've done it before. It's a fucking thing.
I love grown facial hair men that are afraid of spiders.
You put a snake, put 10 giant snakes around me in this room. I'm fine. I'll hang out all day.
I can't do snakes, but I can do spiders. My friend was literally like, don't move, there's a spider on you. And I was like, huh? And she was like, and she was like afraid to get it off of me. She's like, how didn't you move? I was like, because I'm not afraid of spiders. But if it would have been a snake, I dream about snakes and kick and turn, and I'll like sit up in the middle of the night because of snakes. Yeah, no, big no on snakes.
But the eyes, there's so many eyes and legs. There's so many eyes and legs.
See their eyes.
Oh, you can see their eyes.
Something that can move that fast without legs is not normal. You can't do that. That's not cool.
Yeah, but you can.
But a spider is just like,
be
free, my friend.
A spider can go missing.
Dude, arachnophobia, it was the shower scene. Still to this day, sometimes I'm showering and
shower scene?
I'm like, man, big ass spider can jump on me right fucking now. I won't know.
I'd be fucked. Dude, it was the spider scene and then the bathroom scene, dude, where he's like on the toilet and they just fucking start pouring in through the window. I'm just like, this is hell, and I've seen it. And like it's just the worst.
The Craft.
Yeah, that
freaked me out because they have the snakes and the worms and all that. Like, just I'm like, oh no.
I don't know.
I just like thinking about it.
Snakes, I don't know. I just like this spiders, man. I just oof. And I think that's why though. That's probably why. It's just because I saw that movie and then I watched like Anaconda a couple of years later and was just like, wow, this is stupid. So that's probably why I'm not afraid of big snakes. But
I was more scared of John Voight in that movie than I was of the snake.
Yo, for real. Holy shit. Yeah, dude, he you know what? Listen, John Voight is like angry as fucking everything, all right? Like Holes. Like he's terrifying in Holes, all right? Let's talk about that for a second. Goddamn. But
dude, no, for me it was The Exorcist for me. And it's 100% my mom's fault because my mom loves horror movies. And I was fine with Friday the 13th. I was fine with everything. She showed me The Exorcist when I was 8. This was like 1998. She showed me The Exorcist, and it just completely fucked me up to the point where I didn't see it again until I was probably like early 20s, and I was really like, this is like weird. And then I just rewatched it, and I was like, yeah, this movie is not scary at all.
Dude, I don't fuck with The Exorcist. I don't watch that movie. I don't fuck with Reagan. I hate her. I hate her face. I hate the voice. I was at if you follow my friend Miss Tanya 88, she's like my best friend in real life. We
Okay.
had to watch it at our dad's one night because we did game night every Saturday, and that was the movie they decided to watch. And I'm not kidding you, I had a pillow in front of my face the whole time. I had to plug my ears. I hate it. I don't know. None
And
of
like,
that.
and like, you hate it because you think it's cheesy, or like you hate it because it does something.
No, it
to you?
genuinely scares me. I
Oh,
hate
okay.
it.
Okay.
No,
All right.
like
Yeah.
like Michael Myers and Snakes are the reason that I will like kick and toss and turn and have nightmares. And David will be
Man.
like, he'll wake me up and he'll be like, I can't sleep. And I'll just be like, oh, let's dream about Michael Myers. Like,
God damn.
Reagan freaks me out. And I think it was because, do you remember back in the day when we still had big clunky desktops
Oh, yeah.
and they had those email chains that
I
they
know
would
where you're
send?
going.
And
The
they had
fucking
the
car.
thing and you
The
had
car.
to sit and look. And then it would just be a picture of her. That's
Bam!
why. I'm sure that's why.
Oh man, we used to fucking get every
It
soul
was the
fucking
car on the
sucker.
mountain.
Yeah. See,
Yeah.
it had the beautiful music, and it was like a fucking.
Yeah.
It just came up. Oh my god, we would get everybody in fucking computer class with that shit. God damn.
Oh,
That was
no.
where-
that was the
Because of
it.
that video, I actually discovered bestscore.com in like 7th or 8th grade because of that video.
And now
Oddly
Best
enough.
Score is gone.
And now it's gone. Yeah. So it's
Yeah.
funny how you just transition from like watching like a Reagan jump scare to like I'm gonna go on and watch, I don't know, some type of
The
crazy
Mexican
mutilation.
cartel
Yeah.
smash somebody's head in.
Yeah, it's just the shit you do in your 7th grade fucking computer class. I don't know.
Well, after Monster Mania, Caleb, remember I found the Pazuzu statue?
Yeah, yeah.
I told Erica, I'm like, can I buy that? And she's like, absolutely not. She's like, that's no good. I'm like,
Yeah.
can I please? Like, I just want, it's like this big. I just want a little Pazuzu. She's like, that's no. I'm like,
If
okay.
Tyler were here, he would have words about that. He hates that
About-
fucking statue.
Pazuzu?
Yeah.
Why? Why does he hate it?
It bothers him, freaks him out, scares him in real life. That's like one of his things. Gets him.
Oh.
I think he believes in it, man. He's like, I don't
Well,
want that.
do you?
Huh?
Do you like The Exorcist? So Mia, have you ever watched it in
Me?
full?
Oh.
Well, yeah, I had to watch it with David one time. We were showing our one friend, and he was like, "Come on, we have to show her. We have to show her. She's never seen it." I'm like, "Do I have to be here for this? Like, really?" So I did watch it, and that was the first time, and this was probably only 2 years ago, that I did watch it in its entirety. But there was a lot of times where I was like this, or I was like, her voice, I don't like it. I have to like cover my ears. Can't deal with it. It freaks me out.
I think it fucked up. I think one of the reasons I admire why that movie scared the shit out of me so much is because I think it fucked up like my whole view on just religion at such a young age. Because I didn't grow up religious, but I remember thinking like, man, this shit's fucked up, and like this is crazy. And then as the internet started coming around, I would just like research this weird shit. Like I would research like, oh, are exorcisms real? Is this a real thing? Like, are possessions real? And then it like reignited in my mind when Paranormal Activity came out, and the ending when she kind of gets possessed by the demon, and I was like, oh, I'm going to research this further. And then it still, I was like, still to this day, researching that kind of shit just puts me over the edge, man. I get really fucking freaked out. Yet it's like the Reddit thing. I just keep going. And then one night I burp and my stomach hurts, and I'm like, I'm possessed. So.
And there we go. I got fucking the demon of Cthulhu in me or something.
The demon of Taco Bell.
Oh, I'm familiar with that one. That's a terrible one. Oh,
My mom, go ahead. You go.
oh no, I'm sorry. I just had a really terrible thing happen to me today. It was really upsetting. I went and got fucking sushi at Okimaki. It's just across the street from my house. and they have such good sushi there, and they make burritos. It's really good. And so for me, I've been pescatarian for 13 years now, and they have what's called the Philly roll burrito, right? And it's salmon and all this good stuff. It's a regular like Philly roll, basically wrapped in a burrito. The twist is they have eel sauce and a mozzarella stick, and it's the fucking bee's knees. It's the shit, and I get it every time I go. And so of course I ordered it, and I'm sitting there and I'm eating it, and I fucking house the first one, and I'm like, something hit my tongue, like my taste buds, a little something something, and I was like, different. All right, let's keep going. I housed a whole half, and then I like unwrapped the second half and like put it to my mouth and like looked down, and I was like, what the fuck is black and pink in there? What the fuck is that? Fucking pork. God damn it. So yeah, speaking of fucking Taco Bell demon, oh my God, I got so sick when I got home. It was horrible. It was so bad. And I felt like I was so grossed out. I was like, I'm just gonna bring this home to my roommates and act like this didn't happen, and hopefully I don't die. And yeah, it was rough. It was not fun at all. So, and this is this third accident that I've had, and thank God I quit drinking, because holy fuck, the other 2 times I was wasted. And I went to Denny's and ordered a fucking an omelet on a skillet, and I was like, yeah, let's fucking go. And it was just bacon and sausage all over it, and I ate the whole thing and didn't even realize that it was fucking had meat all over it. I was so messed up. And I ordered the same dish twice. Denny's, same dish, wasted both times. Horrible.
Oh no.
It's no bueno. But yeah, anyway, that was my revelation of the day, that I just need to pay attention more often. Because it's like, that does taste different. Like, if you imagine, like, not having salt for, like, 13 years, and then it hits your tongue, and you're like, oh, interesting, new. All right. That's basically like it was today. It was just like, fucking boom, something happened, and I was like, that tastes interesting. I've never had that before. And then I'm like,
dude, David
oh my
is
God.
so paranoid about food that he's like, we'll get something, he'll be like, do you think this is okay to eat? On a normal, like, everyday basis.
Because, like meat,
So,
or, like...
I feel bad.
Is it because of meat?
No, just in general. Like,
Oh, okay.
like, he'll have a water, and it'll be the only Deer Park. We were at my mom's yesterday for like Easter lunch, and it's the only Deer Park water. They don't have Deer Park water. They've never bought Deer Park water. It's clearly from our house. He brought it. He was drinking it, and he was just like, "Is this mine?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's yours. You left it in the garage." He goes, "I don't think so. It's probably poisoned." And he opened a new one. So like I sympathize big time with you being like, something's not right, because, bro, yeah.
I worked in food. I worked in food. So like my friend Brianna that I was with today, she was like, just say something. I'm like, I'm not fucking saying anything. I come here all the time. They fucking know me here. All right. Like, I'm not saying shit, because one of 2 things is going to happen. They're either going to feel horrible. They're going to feel so fucking bad. And then they're going to like just be like, oh my God, fucking here's all this shit. And then I'm like, I'm not looking for that. I don't need that. Like, this was a mistake. Something happened. Whatever. Fuck it. And or the second thing is that they're going to fucking take it back or get pissed or whatever. Nah. I worked in food for like too many years. I'm not fucking complaining about my food.
Yeah. I want to know what happened to David as a child.
Nothing.
Like,
he's just this is just who he is at this point.
I mean, I definitely get the whole, like, you take your cup and you fucking put it down over here, and it's a water bottle, for instance, and then, like, I mean, here we are in COVID times, too. So, like, you know, that definitely adds a new flair to things, because you're just like, damn, like, is that my water? I don't know how much I drank out of it. I'm going to probably crack a new one. You know, better safe than sorry. Like, currently, my one roommate has COVID right now. So, it's no bueno. But, yeah, I would. I do get that to a degree, because I definitely. I wouldn't say that. I would say that now for sure, but like maybe like a couple years ago, I probably would have just picked up anybody's fucking drink and drank it. But
yeah, he's helped me like be more conscientious of things, because I truly don't give a fuck to the core. Like, throw something on the ground and be like, let me just eat that real quick, it's fine.
Oh, that's good.
And now I'm like,
10-minute
maybe
rule.
maybe I shouldn't eat the cheeseburger that sat in my car for 24 hours. So I don't do those things anymore. But I think that just like comes with age. because the stories I hear about him whenever he was younger, he wasn't like this, but I think it's just, I know he got food poisoning from eating shrimp at his aunt's one time
Ooh.
that made shrimp for New Year's every single year and never had an issue, and then was sick for 3 days. So I think after food poisoning, dude, sucks.
Sick off
Sucks
seafood is a different kind of sick too.
Yeah. So I think it's just kind of like I never want to ever experience that again in my life. So I'm gonna take every single precaution, even if it's over the top. So yeah.
Totally understand.
My food can't touch on the plate.
No, you got the
Oh, my
separation
cousin
tray.
like
I love
that.
that, dude.
No, I don't have a separation tray, but like Erica will see me slowly move like something away from another food item on the plate, and I'm just like acting like I'm, I don't know, organizing my plate, but I'm slowly pushing items away from the other. And my brother growing up used to just mix everything on his plate. And I remember we would always have like steak and potatoes and corn, and my brother would just make a mash. Like he was building the mountain from Close Encounters of the Third Kind, and just eat all of that. So I don't know, man.
Put it in a different spot. Yeah, I get you.
I don't know. Gotta be. Or maybe it's OCD. Maybe I'm
Probably.
OCD.
Probably.
I'm like
That's okay.
organizing my plate with this.
So let's get back into the TT, the tourist trap, and let's wrap this bad boy up in the sense of rating this motherfucker. Mia, you are our guest. You are the enthusiast on the film. Out of 5, Chris, you got one. You got a
5 mannequins.
There you go, 5 mannequins. There you go. Out of 5 mannequins, what do you rate this?
Okay, the fanatic in me rates it a good 4 3/4, but watching this from a different standpoint, probably 3.
Wow. Okay.
Like, if you weren't like obsessed with the movie, you'd be like, yeah, it's a good movie, but it's not like what I think it is. So yeah,
Okay.
those are
Cool.
my 2.
Chris, out of 5 mannequins.
Yeah, I think I go 3. There's so many good parts, I think, that it doesn't all come together very well. It's very confusing and odd, and it feels definitely pieced together and amateur, but there are just really good moments, standout highlights from the movie that make it worth watching. I think like if you know Full Moon Pictures and you know what they are, then just expect it's everything that you're going to expect it to be. But I'm happy that it's restored and out in the world, uncut, whether it's 5 minutes or 1 minute. So I go 3.
Hell yeah. And then for myself, I'm probably going to go a little higher. I really enjoyed this film on my first watch. I had a lot of fun with it. On this most recent watch, I had more fun with it because I was able to show my friend Brianna, and she just had a fun time with it. She thought it was funny, and definitely creepy. It has its elements. On this last watch through as well, I just picked up on a couple different more quirky things, and like the cinematography element of it. There's a lot of like really. It's kind of like shot like the A-Team a lot of the times, or like MASH, like those like 70s TV shows, and so there was like some odd nostalgia creeping in there a little bit, but I'm gonna go with 4 out of 5 mannequins for this, just because I think that this is like one of those like tail end of the 70s, beginning 80s slashers. Especially it has a great twist because you are fooled for a little while. I truly got me on the first watch that like I just didn't think that it was going to be him the whole time, and then obviously with the whole I'm actually a mannequin type deal at the end, that's just another twist. So you have a twist in a twist that just it's all kinds of twists. All right. So
Side note, I think we need a T-shirt of Molly driving the Jeep and me, you, and Tyler as mannequins.
that's a good idea.
Yes, I was about to say that ending doesn't get enough love. Like her just being like, I'm fucking so traumatized. Let me just take all my mannequin friends and get the fuck out of here. Like, what else would you do? It's so
And
like,
she fixed the Jeep. She fixed the fucking Jeep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
In true
Dude,
Final Girl,
I love that
in
ending.
true Final Girl fashion. So it was very good.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
you
fuck yeah.
finally see the final girl like being like almost like in Texas Chainsaw. Whenever you see Sally just being like, what the fuck,
Yeah.
and
Like,
like
oh my
her.
god. Yeah. That's
Yeah,
amazing. I love that. But yeah, I think that all the listeners out there, y'all should definitely check this out. This is definitely a very fun film. You can find it on Shudder. I don't think it's on anything else. I'm pretty sure I tried to see if there was other sources of where you could watch it, and I don't think that exists. So I'm pretty sure Shudder's all you got. So if you don't have Shudder, what are you doing? You should already have Shudder by now. Come on. And yeah, fucking go watch this thing. This thing's fun. Chris, do you have anything, buddy?
I mean, I would definitely encourage to pick up the Full Moon Blu-ray. You could probably get it for like $8, $9,
Yeah.
$10 the most, and it's worth it. I mean, the cover art is dope. I think the VHS box is still available, or is it not?
It comes and goes. I know that there'll be times where I check and it'll be sold out, and then other times it'll be available. So
Yeah.
they are always on eBay because I get notifications anytime a Tourist Trap VHS is listed on eBay.
Nice.
And it's always like the big box VHS packaging. But they're always on eBay.
Hell yeah. Okay, good. This is all. So for any physical media fans out there, you can fucking scoop her on up at Full Moon's website or eBay for probably not an astronomical price.
So Caleb, we have a special segment.
Oh, we sure as fuck do. God damn it, I almost fucking forgot. Holy shit. How did I almost forget this? All right, so this is gonna be interesting because I can't share my fucking audio for some reason. I'm not too sure why. So Mia, we have a friend of the show, and he leaves the absolute best, and I mean best, Letterboxd reviews that you could ever possibly think of. If you want to laugh your ass off, you're going to want to follow our friend just for his reviews alone. And this is the first episode that he's going to have a reoccurring segment on the show where he leaves us a voice memo and gives us an in-person pretty much Letterboxd review for the movie. I really, hold on. Let me try and do this. Hold on. This is going to fucking probably be really weird, but I'm going to try my hardest to try and give you video. Can you hear this?
All right, so we're talking.
Wait, I think we have to click watch stream.
Yeah, it says watch stream.
Okay, yeah, try that.
Oh, there's us.
All right,
It's
so
loading.
we're talking the movie Tourist Trap. What a fucking doozy you guys had me watch this week.
Okay, already starts. Did you hear him?
Yeah.
Okay, great. All right, cool. All right, so here we go.
All right, so we're talking the movie Tourist Trap. What a fucking doozy you guys had me watch this week. Honestly, I don't have words for this movie. I had to stop and restart 3 different times. So instead, I'm going to talk about another movie. The 1993 hit, Homeward Bound. For anybody who's not aware of this movie, it involves 3 pets, 2 dogs and a cat, where a family decides to go on vacation to San Francisco, and they leave their pets with a family friend to watch them. However, the pets begin to realize, hey, I don't think our family's coming back to get us, and they get worried. So they decide to trek through the California wilderness to find their family, and they get into all these hijinks, and it's funny, and it's sad, and the one dog even gets, like, attacked by a porcupine and gets the quills in his face, and yada, yada, yada. And then at the end, you know, the pets finally find their family, and it's so happy, and you're like, oh my God, they did it. And then you realize that the old golden retriever, Shadow, he doesn't make it. And everybody cries. And if you didn't cry watching Homeward Bound, you're a fucking liar, first of all. Second of all, there isn't really a second of all. But anyway, Shadow then returns. And it is the happiest moment of the whole movie. And everybody's so happy, and you're like, oh, he made it. I'm so happy. I got the same feeling at the end of Tourist Trap, only because the movie was over and I didn't have to continue watching it anymore. I don't really know what to say about this movie. The killer, if I guess that's what you would call him, looks like the Dollar General version of Zeke the plumber from Salute Your Shorts. Google that if you need to. I just don't really get this movie. I don't think it's that good. It was pretty boring through 98% of it. I thought the guy's voice sounded like Ron Perlman, as if he was confused the whole time. Oh, and then there's this one scene where the guy is like cornered with the killer in the house. He's like, oh, what am I gonna do? So he jumps through the window, and then the killer also goes through the window, even though they're right next to the front door. Like, this is the killer's house. You should be like, oh no, my fucking window. But no, he climbs through it too, and he could have just walked out the front door because it's right there. Yeah, did not enjoy this movie. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Oh my god, I love that man so much. That's amazing. Yo, all right, so Mia, so funny, really funny story. So I asked him to do this a couple weeks ago, and he was like, "Yo, like real shit, who's Mia Wallace?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, she's like, she's gonna come on the episode. She like really loves this movie." And he goes, "Was she in the movie?" And I was like, "No, no." And he goes, "Okay, good, because I'm gonna shit all over this." So like, I didn't want to bring a whole bunch of fucking bullshit to the table if this was like somebody starring in the film. And I was just like, okay, all right, cool. So,
Well,
Oh my!
in the words of Slauson, why don't you like me?
perfect. Oh my god, it's amazing. I love this. That's the perfect way to cap that. So Trox, thank you for your gracious review of the film, and also thanks for the Homeward Bound recap. I might have to watch that soon. It is a hit. You are right. It is very sad.
I just watched
very
that
similar.
on VHS the other day.
Really.
Yeah,
Fuck.
that's why I was like, really? This is weird.
Oddly, that is really weird. Holy fuck! I haven't thought about Homeward Bound in a minute. Well, fuck yeah,
Man.
cool. This was a really fun episode. Mia, thank you for coming on.
Thank you guys for having me.
Fuck yeah. You are more than welcome on the show anytime. And next week we have directors Angie and Paul from A&P Films to talk over their film /Lorette Party. And I believe it's available on Prime Video, and I think it's on Shudder too. I'm pretty sure I saw it on there last night. But yeah, we'll be reviewing that and talking that over with them next week. Should be on Twitch the same time as this evening, but we'll get all those nitty gritties at a later time. But yeah, make sure you guys rate, review, subscribe, all that good jazz. Thank you guys for tuning in, and for anybody that missed the Twitch live stream, you can find the episode Tuesday at 6 a.m. bright and early. 5 a.m. Sorry, 5 a.m. Always forget that I changed the time back an hour. Chris, you have any words?
No, I just want to say thank you, Mia, for coming on. This is, I think, my fourth episode?
Yeah. Yep.
Fourth? So it's been super awesome. I absolutely love having guests on, and I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to come on and hang out with us. It's been fucking awesome. Seriously, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Mia,
if you guys
do you
are
have anything to plug?
Here... Oh, okay, plugs. Probably our movies. My boyfriend and I make independent horror films. You can find them on... All the links are on his Instagram, which is dark_shade_films, and our YouTube channel, where we upload every Sunday and Thursday, where we show the horror room, our collections, filming locations, things like that. That is also Dark Shade Films, and the links to the movies are there. And then my Instagram is what Mia said, and I think that's it.
Fuck yeah. And we will be at VHS Fest. So this year, this year's going to be a heavy Mahoning year. Zombie Fest is like, I don't know, in like 2 weeks or something. I think it's like really close.
Is it really?
Yeah,
early?
Like, yeah, they are opening up season pretty early this year. I'm excited. And then fuck, what else is coming up? Oh, they're having a Never Ending Story Fest, which is going to be cool. And what was the other thing that I saw? I know they posted a whole bunch of like cool Tunnel Vision Tuesday stuff, but I'm not making that drive for one night and then drive back. I have work at 5 a.m. Monday through Friday, so like I'd be fucking dead.
See, it's easier for us to come out on Tuesdays because I, being a photographer, work most weekends.
Fair.
So we were there a lot of Tuesdays last year, but I'm probably allowed to say this. I'm sure I am. They're going to have me as like the photographer for photo op stuff this year.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Man.
And so they have me there certain weekends in advance. I know I'm going to be there for the Fly weekend,
Nice.
and I'm there for something else. I don't know. I'm going to be there a bunch, whether I'm just there just because or I'm there because I'm taking pictures. But yeah.
Well, we will definitely see you there.
We gotta have a photographer link up. I gotta bring my stuff up.
So what do you shoot with?
I have a Canon 5D Mark IV.
I'm a Nikon girl.
No. There was a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Since
I just
was-
just got the Canon 5D Mark IV. I don't know, a couple months ago. I mean, I've been doing it a long time. Like Caleb and I have been hanging out for a decade, more than a decade now. So I've been doing it for a really long time, and that was my dream camera. And when I came back to photography after 5 years dormant, I got an opportunity to buy one, so I picked it up, and I love it.
Right on. Yeah, I've been doing photography for about literally 10 years because I did my first wedding when I was 16. I don't know who hires a 16-year-old to like shoot your wedding, but yeah.
Salson does.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah.
reference.
Yeah, we'll bring up if we come up, I'll bring the camera up and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
we're
sure.
definitely
That'd be
gonna be
right.
shooting. And then if you guys are around, we're doing like a live broadcast at the Friday the 13th con at in Blairstown, New Jersey, where they filmed at the Blairstown Diner. So
Next month in May over the
on
Friday
Friday the
13th.
13th,
I'm gonna be in Nashville.
Oh,
Yeah.
old music
Otherwise,
capital.
I'd say hell yeah, I'm going for a bachelorette party.
Hell yeah, that'll be fun. Oh no, not with that.
It will be fun. It will be fun. But I like to go and do my own thing when I go on vacations.
Fair,
So,
understandable.
yeah.
We have when's Monster Mania coming up? August?
August, yeah.
Couple months
Dude,
till then.
the lineup for Maryland too is looking nice. So
I want to go to a Monster Mania. I'm not sure. Probably won't be able to go to the August one, but like event, I need to save a lot of money if I'm going to go to a Monster Mania. But
yeah, we're very fortunate because literally from me it's like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
that's
Very close.
how.
But yeah, we'll
Steel
get
City
together
Con,
and
MedCon is 40 minutes from us.
Oh, okay.
hopefully that guy with the whip is still at Mahoning when I was there for Critters Fest.
Oh, you were there. I was there for CritterCon too.
Yeah, CritterCon. Yeah, I was there. And the guy,
Insane.
there was just a dude, Caleb, walking around with a whip.
Just like a straight
And
whip.
he was just whipping. He's just walking around behind us, just whipping, shirtless with a cowboy hat on and like 3 teeth. So yeah, bro.
I love the Mahoning so much. I'm gonna be there a lot this year. We are gonna be there a lot this year. We're making it a point to that.
Yeah,
But
us too. Those are our people for sure.
fuck yeah. Well, all right, guys, we're gonna wrap this bad boy up. We'll catch you guys next week for another exciting episode. And yeah, y'all have a good week.
See ya.
Bye.